皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today I'd like to talk about something very simple actually. I'm hoping this podcast will be a little bit shorter than usual. And by the way, today is actually my first daughter's first day of kindergarten after moving to our new home, and I'm recording at a unusual time, a new time this month, and I'm actually on my own with my second daughter over there. I can see her. She might be screaming a little bit or yelling. You might be hearing her voice or playing with her toys, but it's just my second daughter standing right next to me in the play area right now. Yeah, so please don't mind about her. Yep. So about today's topic, I wanted to talk a little bit about there's actually a lot of people, Japanese people, by the way, who have YouTube channels and are talking about Japanese culture or things like that, traditional culture and stuff. Maybe it's about the Kyoto city or some cities in Japan, introducing some of the restaurants like we do in our Kyoto and Japan series and such. And they often ask me like, how should I get more subscribers like you? And I always think, first of all, that, well, you don't actually just get number of subscribers that easily, right? You need to put a lot of effort into it, or anything basically, not just YouTube, but basically you need to move more, take more actions, and not just sit there and ask someone to help you. I've never ever asked anyone for advice for how to get more subscribers. What I did was just constantly experimenting, trying this out and then seeing if it works. If it doesn't, let's change it. Let's try again. And just constantly taking more action, more movements is how I improved my channel and how I was able to meet all of you and talk to you guys like this now. Yeah. So I wouldn't, first of all, I would not go up to someone and just ask for their help and just hope that there's some kind of magic that will help to get you more subscribers or more popularity, or I don't know what it is, but that's the first thing. But another thing I want to say is that a lot of people, the thing I really want to say, the one simple thing that I want to say is that why do you continue to create content that you wouldn't watch yourself? Yeah. So when I see some of the YouTube channels and people who come up to me and ask me like, how should I get more subscribers, I go to their channel and I check their content, and they're like, what I want to ask them is like, if you were not making your content and if you found this on YouTube, would you watch it yourself? Like, let's forget that you're doing YouTube or you have a YouTube channel. Let's forget about that once. What kind of channels, or it could be TV or it could be any kind of media, what do you usually watch? What do they do? Do they make content that looks like yours? That means if you're not watching content that looks like yours, that means everyone else are not going to be looking at your content too. It's very simple. Why do you create things that you wouldn't watch or see or enjoy? When I made my channel, I actually mimicked basically all of my favorite channels that I watched in Japan. If you are a Japanese person, if you see my videos, you could probably guess which YouTube channels that I mimicked to make my videos. All of the video series that I have, I actually originally, it has changed from there a lot, so it's a little bit different now, but some of my videos actually, if you can see the older ones, they're definitely like almost a complete copy of some of the most famous YouTubers in Japan who have millions and millions of subscribers. And I knew from the beginning that these people explained to in some of the videos, if you want to make good content, you should first mimic the good ones and not try to make something on your own. You need to be a complete genius in order to start making something perfect that everyone would enjoy from scratch. The first step is always to mimic, always to try to almost make something that's exactly the same. I think if you learn, for example, my wife learned web design. If you were a student web designer or any kind of design, art, anything like that, or even a sport or an instrument, basically everything, you first start from mimicking something, right? So I really want to say to the people who, I never actually had anyone from overseas asking me how to do YouTube, but there's a lot of Japanese people saying like, well, you have so many fans, like how do you do it? Like the first thing, the very first thing, again, I'm repeating myself so many times, but the first thing I want to say is don't make things that you don't watch yourself. Yeah, that's the first step. Yes, and then everything else follows afterwards, but this is the very first important step. Take a look at the things that you make. Yeah, if you weren't the person making the content, would you subscribe? Would you actually use your busy time to watch that video? Yep. This is the first question I think you need to ask. Regardless of what you're doing, maybe you're making a product, would you buy it? If you're making a show, would you go and watch it yourself? So you really need to stand on the side of the people who are going to be buying your things, watching your content, enjoying your things. Like, would you actually do it if you were on that side? That's, I think, the really important thing that you need to think of before you ask anyone's advice for help. So everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people who are studying Japanese, are willing to come to Japan to study, work, or live in Japan, and travel and such. And some people might even want to train in a traditional culture. Yep. But I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to provide these things in the near future because we are facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I want to dedicate my life to try to make Japan a better place. I want to try to preserve and evolve traditional culture. I want to try to solve the social problems and help out the younger generations so they can have a better future. And to do that, my first step is to achieve 1 million subscribers by January 2023 on my main channel. So all your likes and comments will help to boost my videos and new viewers who have never seen my videos before. So it'd be great if you can help me out. Yeah. And actually, at the point I'm recording this podcast today, we only have 10,000 more subscribers to go. So we are really excited. Yeah, we'll absolutely be doing a countdown live stream on that day, so I hope you can join. And yeah, our second and third step from there are already in mind, so I hope you can look forward to that too. We might not be announcing that on the day of the countdown live stream. I think we'll be making a separate video. Yeah, but definitely we'll be talking about it very soon after we achieve 1 million subscribers, so I hope you can look forward to that too. Yep, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast too. And again, as I always say, I'll be waiting for your comments. I always read all of your comments, and I look forward to that too. Thank you so much for listening.